Do you know how long it takes Plenix to do a full clear usually? Do you want to have a
Like 8 hours?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes it ranges between 7 and 9 hours to do a full
Sorry,
clear.
what?
It takes 7 to 9 hours to do a full clear.
What? Who is he doing this with?
Gamers.
Randos.
Yeah,
randos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gamers.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I could not do that.
I couldn't either. That's why I don't. It's I go into a pug group and I just don't care if it wins or not. It's not a problem. If
I mean, I've been full clearing here and there, like every other week kind of deal.
Yeah, full clearing still.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of invited when like Derp imploded and everyone quit. I was kind of invited to like an off reset team as like a backup. So I joined. It's good fun. I get to toy around with the raids because they're still fun. It's just I don't know. It's when you don't have a team, it's a ball ache.
Yeah, it is. No, I completely agree. If you
like 7-8 hours, fucking ball ache.
It's like always pugging is it's really rough, right? Like if you're forced to pug constantly, it's not good, right? It's really not good at all. But you know what else isn't good? Okay, so that's
segue.
The segue there, boys. I'll tell you what isn't good. Okay, people getting banned and then Reddit drama happening on the weekend, and ArenaNet probably won't do anything about it, and now everyone's going to hate them again, even more so than usual.
Again? Just... Wait, what are you talking about? They have. I'm sorry, but not to like. I don't know.
Well, build templates happened. Then
but I mean, like
DPS is
again,
going
in the
on.
sense that like I think at the moment they have so much bad, like the community has so much bad faith towards ArenaNet. It doesn't take much for them to just, I don't know, implode, or for the Reddit to implode, or any thread that is like decently phrased in a negative light for ArenaNet to just blow up. I mean, we saw that now with all the bans and whatnot.
Yeah. I suppose
no substantial proof of what they're claiming. I'm not saying that they're lying, but there's no substantial proof of what they're claiming.
Yeah.
But it's like top of Reddit, like hundreds of upvotes. Just because we've seen this before, we believe it to be so true because, well, we've seen it happen from ArenaNet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that people are, as you say, they're very ready to jump on anything.
Oh yeah.
They just, but people always believe this sort of stuff. Like for whatever reason, whenever anyone says in any game, "Oh, I was banned for no reason," right? Everyone goes, "Oh, this is terrible." I've seen it happen in Hearthstone. I've seen it happen in StarCraft. All this stuff in WoW, it's happened. And it's obviously happened in Guild Wars 2 as well before. And almost always, it's never quite as straightforward as that,
but
it's always
like... for a long time, we kind of had this, like, healthy skepticism. At least a majority of people had. Like, asking questions about whether or not this was real. Like, can you prove it? Blah, blah, blah. All these things. Like, you still see the occasional thread of, like, someone getting randomly banned, and it's not really getting the same traction as this ban wave is getting. But since it's a wave of bans, and it's happening due to what claims to be, well, an already controversial topic, it's just kind of already exploding extremely on top of, like, I don't know, everything. It's just nuts. Yeah. I'm not saying it's unjustified, by the way. I'm just saying we've definitely seen this before. It's a very valid argument to make that ArenaNet made a mistake again. Like, they banned a whole slew of people, and this one dude had to, like, go out of his way to vindicate everyone else by calling on the EULA or whatever to get his information. Like, crazy shit like that, stories like that make people not believe the company, I guess, or the competency of the company in that sense, when it comes to these things. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's justified, maybe it's not, who knows, but I get where the doubt is coming from.
Yeah,
and it's just a cracker barrel right now.
It really is. It's getting crazy out there, dude. I even see this. Like, there was a post on the subreddit that said something like, what did they say? It said something along the lines of the developer community rapport has completely broken down, or something like that. It's like, hey, it's true, but I mean that ain't news, right? It's that's not news.
What rapport?
Right? Yeah,
what
exactly.
Rapport?
Right.
What was the old good rapport? When was that? When was the golden age of rapport?
Okay.
When we had a community manager. Oh, wait.
This is
the last time there was good rapport was when Gale Gray's Frog was in Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
Like giving leaks. That was it. That was the peak. It's been downhill since then, and that was like 2008.
Damn. Real talk.
No. The way I see it is that the trouble is that ArenaNet never needed a community manager when the game was doing well and everyone was happy with the game. Like, but somehow in their infinite wisdom, ArenaNet didn't foresee any troubles ever, right, in the game. They were like, aha, it's gonna be like, everyone's gonna be so happy. We got friendliest community ever, so everyone's gonna be so happy forever and ever and ever. And now that everyone is going a little bit crazy in the community, like the Reddit is just, as you say, they're just going psycho, flailing around all over the place over something that might end up be nothing. We'll get into that in a little bit, guys. Actually, there's some you guys are gonna love this. There's some good spice on this. There's some really good spice on this. But yeah, some Deroir, some deleted Reddit comments. Holy shit. Yeah. I hope someone's got those archived.
Drama.
Very juicy. Yeah, it's really juicy. And it even involves Randy. Guys, okay, we need to get Randy on TeaTime to defend himself, actually, because Randy's been exposed. Okay,
well,
he's been exposed.
Case, do you really think he wants to?
Well, no, I was just joking. Then we're not gonna get Randy on TeaTime. Like, Randy's too. What is he even doing? I don't even know what Randy plays. He's playing like fucking RuneScape or some shit, right? He's like chopping some trees, right? I don't even know. Yeah. He's like chopping a tree down in RuneScape. I mean, yeah, I don't know what that is, but anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, who is the current community manager, supervisor, minion for Guild Wars 2 now? That's quite the point. It's no one. And it does get to the point where you think that ArenaNet is a little bit scared of the community. They feel fear. They do feel fear, and that is unfortunate, right? I mean that is pretty unfortunate. I think because I mean maybe that's not that important. Do you think it's important that this gets better? Do you think they need a community manager?
Yeah. If
you're not going to make the game better and get back to the time, you remember how you said earlier, like when the game was on rails and going great, they didn't need a community manager. Well, if we ever get back to that, then I guess they don't need a community manager. But if it's just going to be like one dumpster fire after another, then they probably need someone to manage the fires. Like, come on.
I was thinking about this the other day, apropos the better times. Do you guys remember when all we were saying in terms of like ArenaNet's monetization and the way that they're implementing new features was all positive? Like when we were praising them for having the most fair monetization of any free
this is something that I
praising them for mounts getting into the game. Like when ArenaNet does something, they do it right, kind of deal. Like, do you remember us making those statements and players just tooting that everywhere?
This is why I don't really like to. I don't like to critique the business model of the game for this exact reason. Because back in the day, nobody complained about this because the game was going well, right? Like, this is a really interesting point to talk about. Like, if the monetization of the game is absolutely fine, like microtransactions and all this stuff like cosmetics is fine as long as the game is actually to your liking and you're enjoying it, right? And you're having a good time. Because if the game actually has a lot of content coming out that you can enjoy and your community is alive and you've got friends to play with, then you're not going to really care about some stupid, outfits, costumes that you can wear for real money in the gem store, right? Like you don't care about that, right? But when when the game is not, when all your friends have quit and you're all alone in the game, and the content, you haven't had a fractal CM for 2 years, all that sort of thing, and the game's starting to kind of piss you off a little bit. 3 years, oops. Okay, at that point, that's when these things start to rub you the wrong way, and then you go, oh, hang on a minute, like these build templates, you're gonna fucking charge me for this shit? Are you kidding me? right? That's I don't know. That's just how it goes in my opinion. Like, it's
Yeah.
it starts to
I
piss
think
you
you're
off.
completely right. I think it's just gradually people have gotten it's a gradual deterioration, so to speak, of motivation to be excited about the game, and then they plop in the next new feature, and it's just please pay us money kind of deal. That stings, I guess. I mean, it really does.
I guess I would preface my position by saying I don't particularly care about the build templates or what they're charging, because for the most part I only play 1 or 2 builds per profession, so like on a very personal level it doesn't impact me. But what does bother me is that like this is like the build templates is definitely a line that they're crossing in terms of monetization that they've never crossed before. They've never like a mount skin is one thing, an outfit is another thing. Like even the copper-fed salvage-o-matic, that's like it saves you like 4 inventory slots that you would otherwise have to bring a bunch of like temporary salvage kits with you. But like a major like feature, like they've not ever charged for that as far as I'm aware.
A major feature that is simply I'm gonna put it bluntly, I guess, that simply just switches your traits and skills. It's not really, I mean, it's not that it's taking up like nobody's or not a whole lot of people are really complaining about the amount of armor what are they called, armor slots, the armory kind of deal, right? That's all kind of fine and dandy because it's you're getting more inventory space now that you get to store your armor somewhere else. But but actually monetizing the templates and all that jazz, it's just kind of feels bad, man, because it's really not. Maybe it's just me, but it really doesn't seem like that much that it's doing. It's just kind of changing traits here and there.
I guess it was either that or nothing though, right? It just I don't know exactly how it works in a company like this, but right, a dev went up to and said, "Hey, I think we should add build templates to the game after all these years," right? And then the money man says, "Well, how are you gonna pay for that time, buddy? That dev time ain't gonna pay for itself." And so they probably were forced to monetize it for that reason, I guess. And well,
I think it's I think the actual situation
you're gonna
is
slightly disagree.
different.
You're gonna slightly disagree.
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. I think what actually happened was, and we kind of know this, so it's not really a spoiler or leak or anything. The guy who started the project, he got laid off. Someone had to take over the project, or maybe they didn't, because apparently it was like I don't know, like a side project kind of deal. He describes it as on Twitter. He described it as like a final goodbye to the community kind of deal, like his passion project. It sounds like something he was kind of making off on the side, kind of, who knows, for a while, like just solo. And then he got laid off, and ArenaNet was like, "Hey, we what projects do we have in the works right now that we can put on a very hastily made what are they called, roadmap? Thank you." And they scribbled that down, and they put some devs to work on something that was already in the works, and those devs kind of probably were instructed to make it also monetizable, as with everything else in some degree that we've seen come from that roadmap. I don't know. I think it's just kind of, it was a project that was supposed to be something else, and then it was given up to a new team who kind of just had to make it monetizable, and so they kind of butchered the whole thing into pieces and made it a different beast entirely. I think it's just a theory.
Yeah,
a game theory.
Just a theory. Well, that does sound depressingly realistic, unfortunately. And I think we would all have wanted it to come in for free. And it's curious. Like, do you? I mean, surely they could have afforded to make it free, right? And not go for this monetization.
No.
You don't think so?
They don't have anything.
It was over 10,000 man hours from start to finish. they can't give that away for free.
10,000 hours to build them is pretty intense. That is intense.
I mean, I don't. Okay, so in general, I don't think the majority of people really are too mad about the actual the fact that they're getting monetized in some regard. I think it's really just that it seems very predatory, very extreme. Am I right? Or
I think it's just that
am
it's
I just
limited.
kind of? Well, that's for me.
If you had the option to buy enough templates to cover all the different builds you wanted to cover, yeah, it would be expensive, but you'd be happy, wouldn't you?
Oh,
like
definitely.
if you had the option. But the problem is there's like a very finite limit that makes people feel the system is too limited. I think that's like the core of it.
I think it's twofold. I think there's the people that are annoyed about the money, obviously, and then there's the people that are annoyed about the functionality, and we're all just kind of coming together in one big outcry, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell one from the other. Yeah.
Like that.
But I think we're both right.
I realize this. I mean, I don't know. I have no gold. My gold is gone. I spent all of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, gave it away.
I mean, this is slightly unfortunate. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I'm a bit scared about just how much I'm gonna have to spend. Honestly, it's gonna be a lot.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's gonna be way worse for you. You've got 9 characters to fully deck out with build templates.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah. You're gonna spend like $300, dude.
I'm planning which characters I can just abandon for life. Like, you are getting shelved now. Bye.
That's fucking good.
That's for real, and that's after having invested so much in some of these characters. Like, damn, dude, it just feels bad.
Yeah, it does feel bad.
I'm sure there's a few that don't need build templates.
Oh, definitely.
Like, you can skimp.
I mean, I never really. It took a lot of self-convincing to even give my Ellie anything, because I don't play Ellie, but it still has legendary armor, legendary backpiece, like everything's just set up for all the different builds, and I never touched the fucking thing. Yeah, it's getting fucking curb stomped when this feature comes out.
Delete it on stream, dude. With all the gear on. You got to do it.
With all the gear on.
Yeah.
Leave it Berserker forever and it wouldn't really hurt. Like, that would be, I mean, there's no other Ellie builds anyway that are worth a damn.
That is true.
Besides Might God Tempest,
Tempest, that's
Tempest.
Legit. Might God Ellie. Yeah, open world God build. Yeah, that's the good shit, dude. Easy 25 Might everywhere. The build template thing is unfortunate, isn't it? Like, it's a shame, because there would have been so much community goodwill if they'd actually made it as a feature pack. Remember that, guys? Remember when they used to put features in the game for free instead of having to pay for them? Oh, how far we have unfortunately fallen. I don't know.
But I think it's kind of it's a symptom of them not really having anything on the horizon. I think more than anything, it's a really great indicator that they're not really expecting to make a lot of money from, I don't know, whatever they're putting out in the very near future.
I think it's a really strong indicator that there's not going to be another expansion.
Well, that too. That was basically what I was implying here, without saying something's not going to happen here.
Yeah. They're not going to be drop anything.
It's basically just, we have nothing on the shelf, and we need to just kind of, we need to make money somehow, and this is it. This is it.
Better than paying $15. It's far worse. Like, I'm gonna be, if I want to get all my build templates, I'm gonna have to spend like hundreds. Okay, that's I could be playing Classic WoW for literally years on just build templates.
Minimum. What is like minimum realistic cost, like gem cost? I'm going to have to shell out what, $60 per character, something like that.
Probably.
I think it's somewhere around that, $60-$70.
What?
Damn, dude.
How is that? Like, how many builds do you have? Jesus.
No, that's just maxing it out. That's just maxing it.
It will. You want to
doing it on one character is kind of just like, all right. But without that's even without getting any of the 24 like account slot things that someone please convince me why these matter, because I'm genuinely of the opinion that the account slot builds are kind of worthless. Like you can just kind of skip that.
It's to make it.
Who needs access to a thief build on your Ellie? Genuine question.
The point of that system is to kind of get around the limitation of having the build templates not limited, right? So in other words, you don't have to upgrade all of your characters. In theory, you could just upgrade your account and then not upgrade your characters individually, and then you could have a bunch of builds stored, and when you're using a certain build, you load it into your loadout, and then you can swap between those like that, right?
Right. So it's just for people with multiple different characters of the same.
Not the same build, exact. Not the same build,
but like the same profession. I mean,
not necessarily the same profession either. Like, because you could store. So suppose you've got 3 Guardian builds, 3 Ellie builds, 3 Warrior builds, blah 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 blah. Right? Oh wait, okay, hang on. Yeah, because you get 2 when you get 3 build templates, right, for free, right? So you need 4. You need a lot of builds for this to be relevant, I guess. So if you've got 4 builds per profession, you could have 3 that you use, right, that you're using all the time, okay, and then you could have 1 that you kind of swap in sometimes, right? You put that in your account storage, and you'd swap that build in when you need to use it. Instead of buying an account slot, you would instead of buying a character slot, you can buy some account slots and you can store them there. It's a bit weird, but that is what you can do.
I more space on my individual characters, but all right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the account system is a bit weird. I don't see myself using
redundant. It's like it's a redundancy for them to have made. Maybe it's just. I mean, it's a workaround for a limitation that they themselves created. It seems so backwards. Maybe sure, it has its functionalities here and there, but it's a system that was created to alleviate a mistake somewhere else, and it's like, all right, but couldn't we just? I don't know. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
And yeah, it's wow, dude. Like, dude, this is a. Can we have old? Can we get old Deroir back? Holy shit, dude. Pepe hands.
Arc is gone. I can barely touch the game anymore.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's get down to business here. Okay, like, people are getting fucking purged from the game. Right, they're being taken away in the night. Right, by the authorities. The authorities have come for people. It is funny, actually.
But like, there's another side to this that is pretty funny to me personally, because I actually had a mate who sent me the build template. He was like, "Yeah, this works," and I was so happy. I was like, "Oh shit, awesome!" But then I haven't opened the game. I haven't touched the game, so I didn't install the thing since Halloween, and now all of a sudden these ban waves are coming out, and I'm like, "All right, that was probably for the better."
Yeah, I nearly did it as well. I also had access to, this this file, right? The fixed build template, because I was like, dude, swapping my gear fucking sucks. Yeah, and it actually does. It actually sucks. After you've had the and this is what. So basically, let me give you the rundown, guys. Okay, so before we get into the details here, a bunch of people have claimed to have been permabanned for using a modified Arc DPS build templates DLL file to retain their build templates functionality. And people there's reported that people are getting permabanned for this.
Now, right? We don't know if any of this is true, because there's no official word on it, and we're just taking the people on their word. But I've seen some stuff. I've seen some screenshots.
There are some conflicting stories about this, particularly about another program. Now here's the thing. Here's an interesting meme.
Erwin Escalo, secret GM program.
Yeah, you like the secret GM program, Nike? You like that shit?
I wouldn't touch that with your dick.
Yeah. So there's a program called UNF as well, and this may be linked into this, and it's basically your generic cheat, right? It's what Erwin Arselkov's secret game master uses, to hack and do all sorts of bizarre, weird memes, right? Like, you can fly, you can do infinite dodges, you can teleport, blah 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 blah. Okay, very bannable, very illegal. Do not use this program; it will get you fucking banned. And this is where things do get a little bit muddy. Like some of the people who have been getting banned, okay, also are being accused of using this program. And in fact, there's a certain guild. I'm not gonna bring it up because that would be gossip, right? But there are certain guilds that apparently are infested with the usage of this program, and a lot of the people getting banned happen to be from this guild as well.
Is that a pun?
Wait.
Never mind.
Why would you say that? No, come on. Why did you just... No, you just fucking ruined
Sorry,
it.
I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Like, you just exposed... You just exposed...
I didn't expose anything. Could have been any word. All right, go on, sorry.
So anyway, yeah, it was the Spud Club. It was the fucking Spud Club, boys. I knew those guys. I knew those guys were dirty as fuck. Yeah, he hasn't been streaming because he has been hacking hard and fast, boys. Okay.
Got him.
Yeah, we got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. He's taking him down. We're taking the potato down. No, because it wasn't the Spud Club. Anyway, right? So yeah, like there's a little bit of controversy around this, and the community has absolutely exploded. Like everyone is going insane. They've gone blown the fuck up. And yeah, it's getting pretty intense. And well, it's one of those moments where, back to the start of the stream, you need that community manager. Why don't we know? Why don't we know what's going on? Exactly. Like I know it's the weekend. I do. I appreciate it. I know that sometimes you got to take a step back here and, figure stuff out. But like, I don't know, like the community has been allowed to run wild over maybe nothing as well. And it's just not good. And I do have to somewhat critique the community. Oh yeah, go ahead, Nike. I was just going to say,
like, it's just from a general, like, not even have anything to do with gaming, whenever you do anything that might cause a reaction, like, of the sort we're seeing, you shouldn't do it on a Friday afternoon. And that's not good timing, because it makes me feel like you didn't have any idea what you were doing, and and there was no coordination with when these things happened. It's just mind-boggling to me. It's like, okay, yeah, the devs aren't working on a weekend. They're not going to issue a statement until Monday. It's like, well, then why do it on a Friday? Why not? If you're going to trigger a ban wave, trigger it on Monday morning. That way you have the whole week to deal with it. Like, I just don't understand. Like if the defense is, oh, well, it's a weekend. It's like, okay, so you're not incompetent, but your planning was incompetent. Like, which is it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, there has to be, like, someone has to be, like, accountable for mistakes, or else the argument is just that you're infallible and it's everyone else who's wrong. The entire community is 100% unjustified, which I don't buy.
But Nike, isn't that exactly what we're... I'm just going to stop myself there. That's probably a bad way to go.
Look at new Deroir. Look, this is new Deroir, guys. Guys, what do you think of new Deroir? Like toxic Deroir. Roasting the game Deroir. Rando Hasshat Deroir. JP was right, boys.
What? No. I'm not going to stand for that one.
She was right the entire
like, so let's talk the proper way to handle this. Like, let's say they were going to do a ban wave where they were going to ban people for, and let's say they were going to ban people for using the hacked ARC and UNF. Okay. So on Monday, you come out with a blog post that says third-party programs have become a little bit too widespread. And we originally only greenlit a few of them, and people are starting to hack the programs. So from this point forward, be aware if you're using like anything that's not on the whitelist or whatever, your account is in jeopardy. Then good. Then it's set in stone. Then on Tuesday or Wednesday, when you run the ban wave, people get banned and nobody can cry about it. Nobody can cry about it. There might be like a couple people. There might be a couple people that have false positives, and those will get dealt with. But for the most part, you've diffused the situation beforehand. You don't have to make a statement on Monday morning, like to control a firestorm, because you've diffused the situation. because as a community manager, you said, okay, this is something that the community is going to probably blow up about. So what can I do preemptively to fix it before it happens? I have no background in PR or anything like that, or advertising or marketing, but I can tell you that is the right way to handle things. You don't need to be a genius to figure out that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And ArenaNet has zero prevention. Like, all they have is cure, and it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of a crazy situation. Like, I'm very, very surprised, obviously, that they don't have a community manager and that they haven't had for so long. I know that the job wasn't necessarily very well handled before, but at the same time, the issues weren't as big as they are now. There's literally no communication from ArenaNet, and like it's just, we just need someone to say something, but it's like random hearsay all the time, and it's always been like that. Like, it genuinely seems like there's just not
it's like
not really a dev that really gives a fuck. And
it starts with like a rumbling, and then it blows up, and then it gets to like the pitchforks like situation, and then they come out and go, we'll look into it, and there were a few false positives, but these guys were also actually abusing it here. Like what? Like, it's always like, it's the same script where they have to like respond like 3 days later. And I guess I'm just frustrated because it's like, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the build templates, and the same thing with the packs thing. Nobody there can predict how these things are going to be received. Is no one there capable of predicting how these things are going to be received by the community? Because if you can predict how these things are going to be received, it's very easy to preemptively deal with them and address them and make changes. But it seems like, and I don't think that they are that dumb. I think there are definitely intelligent people there who can easily tell how the community is going to receive it, and either their management won't let them like fix it, or they're just afraid to, or whatever. But like, something has to change in that situation, like just from a basic corporate functioning level, if that's the case.
yeah.
I mean, we'd hope so.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. No, it's not right that as you say, they seem to have no way of, they don't have it like a simulation, right? They go, oh yeah, what do you think the community, how do you think they might react to this? And it's even weirder when you think about that. This is not like this is the first time this has happened, right? Like, I mean, this exact scenario has played out before. Like, people are like, oh, I got banned for doing something. Oh yeah, dear.
Every ban wave they've ever done has had this happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like when they banned all, like the Cursed Shore botters in that big ban wave, same thing happened. So like, you knew, like, history already happened. We know how the community reacts to it. Just like, good Lord, preemptively address it.
Yeah. It's not good. Am I banned? I'm not banned, guys. I am not banned. No, I am no. And well, because I haven't really used anything. I haven't used anything naughty, right? I haven't had even regular build templates installed for ages. So don't worry.
All I use is Taco, so I know how to do the raid mechanics.
Oh, yeah. That's a really key one. It's a really, really important meme to have.
I'm not sure how I could handle the Sabbatha bombs without Taco.
Yeah. Oh, it could. I couldn't do Doom Greens without it, dude. Like, you need that. You need that installed. If you don't have it, you can't do it. Right? It's just not doable. It's unbeatable. Yeah. Now, the reason why this does get a little bit fishy is because people's alt accounts have been randomly banned. And, well, actually, that doesn't make it very fishy at all. Like,
if you're going to hack, you're not going to do it on your main. You're going to do it on your alt that you don't care if it gets banned. Like, that actually corroborates the story that they were hacking.
No. It really does, actually, because, like, one person who has reached out to me actually... Okay, right. How could I not incriminate myself here? One of my friends who was helping me test out a few programs, that account's gone. It's dead now. And no, trust me, like, this player is very trustworthy. However, they were helping me test out a few things on their alt account. And yeah, the account got banned. And it was a similar program. Let's put it like this. It was a similar program that we were thinking about using for the ERP. We didn't end up using it, by the way, for the ERP because it wasn't good enough. I want to fully cover my ass there. But it was something a bit like that. Very naughty, obviously. And yeah, his account's dead, right? No, it wasn't Randy, actually. This wasn't Randy. Okay, all of Randy's accounts are gone. Fucking perma-banned, dude. Like, because this is what ArenaNet really needs to fucking take a stand. Because think of the way this looks, right? It seems like they're banning people's accounts permanently for using like a bootleg build template setup, which is obviously horrible. Okay, but if you are banning people permanently for using a cheat program, then I don't have a problem with that at all, actually. Like, don't fucking hack, you know? Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, get out of my game. I don't want to see any hackers. Get the hell out of here. But yeah. Oh, no, there you go. Hopefully they all got banned. I hope, yeah. If you use a hack, guys, I hope you get banned. You have to make a new account. Get fucked. But if you're just using build templates, it's okay.
Being called out by name on Reddit for being allowed to stay in the game while streaming, streaming a raid tournament using a hack while these fine, upstanding citizens didn't get banned. Obviously, there's a bias at work, right?
It's honestly a fair question, and I thank you, ArenaNet, for not banning me for that. But I'm, unfortunately, fortunately for me, rather, I think there is a pretty big distinction between the two things, right? So, when I was using an illicit camera hack, it was just a camera hack, right? Like, as opposed to a full hack. And it was in service. It was in service of the community. So I think I get a pass, right? I think I get a pass.
I just teleported around to make gold.
Oh yeah,
in service of the community.
Oh yeah.
Well, didn't actually, by the way. Just covering my ass.
I said this at the time. I would have been okay if they'd banned me there. I wouldn't have been that upset. Like, they let me get away with it because I think the situation was was different. But I would have been okay with it. I would have taken my ban. And probably just made a new account.
Plus, you probably not use your main account for any sort of camera tricks.
Well, the thing about the whole main account, alt account thing is that I did talk to ArenaNet about, hey, can you do this without letting me ban you? And they basically said you shouldn't use it on any of your accounts because they can link them all together, right? Because of the payment method.
Not if you use a VPN.
And then they can just purge me. Yeah, the payment method. Yeah. Because when I bought all my accounts, I used the same, the same PayPal.
But they've given out thousands of free accounts.
I mean,
Alienware and all that. Look at all those accounts that were given out.
Yeah, but not to me though.
No. I'm just saying, like, people.
Well, wouldn't it be funny if, like, because I've bought accounts before that I've given away. I bought, like, when HAT first came out, I bought extra accounts and gave them away on stream. I wonder if, like, what if I got banned and they were like, we're going to credit card ban you. So, and like somebody got banned because like my credit card that was linked to a hacking account, like, or blew back at me. I gifted an account to someone.
Who used a hack.
And then they were like, well, it's obviously his alt account because his credit card paid for it. And they like banned my main account. That'd be fucked up.
It's probably like multi-layer though, right? They're probably checking the IP and the payment method and all sorts of other stuff, right? Like to determine if it's, another person playing on the account as well. But this is why I really want ArenaNet to make a statement on this. Like, just so everyone knows, like, if they just say, oh yeah, we were banning people for using this hack tool, then yeah, fair enough. Like, Reddit outrage over. It's time to calm down, right? But if they say, oh yeah, those build templates, that's a permaban, then I don't know. I think you can be pissed, like, because I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I think that permabanning someone for using a build template add-on which already existed, okay, and just got modified a little bit, and they haven't even replaced it. Like, fair enough. If you want to ban people after their build templates are in the game, I think that's okay. Maybe not permanently, but you can ban them because you're literally taking away income from the company, whether you like it or not, right? By using this, so you're taking the cash away, right?
Especially if you make a preemptive statement where you say, "Hey, we're going to do this if you don't stop. Like, we're going to ban you if you don't stop using it by this date." Like, at that point, yes, I agree. Like, then go ahead. But
when I first saw those threads on Reddit, my initial thought was, oh, they probably installed another like ArenaNet probably installed a new spyware software on the 15th, and that was why Delta was being asked to stop on the 15th. And so it might just flag a new account or a new version of that DLL as spyware. That was my initial thought. But yeah, having seen what other evidence there is, I mean, who knows? Really?
Yeah. I mean, Link is saying that no one who had the fixed DLL even got banned that he knows of. Was it just the hack people? How
many people are actually banned?
Okay,
that's what I'm curious about, because I've only heard of very, very specific people.
Yeah.
In a very, very specific guild. That's it.
See, this is why
I haven't heard about anyone else.
We do have to kind of tell the community off a little bit here, right? Because listen, boys, okay? If we're actually being, we did it, Reddit, like Papegas again, we're gonna look like idiots. Okay, this is not good, guys. This is very bad. Like right now, if I go on the subreddit, I see loads of memes mocking ArenaNet for banning people for using build templates. If that isn't true, then ArenaNet is gonna go, dude, we're never talking to these idiots ever again. Okay, like these guys are fucking assholes, right? Not good.
They're already thinking
that, I mean, they probably already think that, but it's gonna make it even worse.
Fuel to the fire.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna think we're even more degenerate than we actually are. Very, very bad. So for the good of the community, I really hope people weren't lying. Not that anyone would ever lie on the internet, right? Fucking hell, dude. What a disaster. This is bad. And also, there's one thing I see a lot, right? People talking about all this spyware and stuff like that, guys. Why is ArenaNet getting shit for basically doing what like every other fucking company does? Okay, I'm sorry, boys. Like, if you're playing a Blizzard game, right, their game is checking that you're not cheating, right? It's looking at your PC, going, "What do you?"
I think the reason why it just has a really bad rep with us is that the first time that we actually heard of them doing it, they did it in a horrible way, and it banned a lot of people that weren't supposed to be banned.
That's true.
Just because of a missing hash or whatever it was. It was like, what the fuck? So it's got a bad rep already. Just the thought of it coming back and the idea of more people getting hit. I mean, I can see why that would sour a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a very difficult issue to see who's telling the truth, right? And especially as you say with that past thing, people are already going to be salty. But again, like people are going to be so dishonest about this, right? They're going to say, "Oh yeah, I wasn't using hacks;
definitely.
It was just build templates." And the thing is, people, as you say, this is one of the things you first said. People want to believe it, right? They want to believe it. They want ArenaNet to be evil. Right, they have like the community. I always kind of try and defend ArenaNet here, and people call me a shill, but they're in such a horrible position with the community, dude. Like, I mean, what can they even do? Like, there's nothing they can do at this point to make this better. Like, it would take. I don't even know if I was paid to be ArenaNet CM, I don't even know where I would fucking start, dude. Okay, like I don't. The reason. Do you know why the reason they don't have a CM? Okay, because they have the job listing, but people look at it and go, oh, "Fuck that, dude!" Like they don't want to know, right? Like no way,
do
right?
They actually have the job listing because I don't think they do.
I was just joking,
pretty
right?
Sure they don't.
No,
It's hard to get someone in the Seattle area for $17,000 a year. That's going to be a tough sell.
Oh boy, it's gonna be rough, dude. It's gonna be fucking rough. Yeah, the big memes.
I'll tell you what I would do day one if I got that job.
Yeah,
I would close the official forums. Done. Deleted.
Nice.
And then I would go, guess what we're doing again? We're doing Reddit AMAs after every patch.
Oh, that will be
good. Get ready, because it's happening.
It's smart, actually.
Yeah, that would be good.
I mean,
that would be good.
That's step one. There you go.
Yeah. Just delete the official forums. Yeah.
Okay, when was the last time anything valuable came out of the official forums?
That's true. The forums are pure AIDS.
Like, even the dev posts. Okay, there was like one thing about fractals in like a couple weeks ago that got posted, which was actually kind of like a very like made me think we're not going to see a CM for a while, like based on that post. But like that was like the last like thing of value that came out. So yeah, they don't. The official forums is a dumpster fire. It's just like the worst part of the community gets to like, I don't even know what they do. Like they just, I couldn't call it complaining, but it's also like, it's just like a weird circle jerk of awful opinions. It's so much worse than Reddit.
Yeah.
It's so much worse.
But the Reddit is unusual, isn't it? Like it's very bipolar, right? Like people don't really know what the hell is going on, right? Like,
well, the thing about Reddit is like the community is big enough that you can have multiple very large groups that have different opinions on things, but only the group that's angry at that time is going to go there and post.
Yeah.
So it seems like the entire Reddit agrees one way, but really it might only be like 30% of Reddit. But the other 70% who don't really care, they're just not bothering to upvote or downvote. Like they're just not interested. It's the 30%
I guess that
angry.
That goes for every single outrage that happens.
Yeah,
there's always this big part of the community that just does not give a shit about whatever is happening at that particular moment, but they'll give a shit later about
exactly. Yeah. It's really unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. I'm not sure exactly how you like we said, right? You can fix it. It would just take a very long time to fix it, right? To kind of build up the good faith. Like a lot of the time, I think people will kind of give you the benefit of the doubt, but like no one gives like any. There's no benefit of the doubt for ArenaNet anymore. And this is a good point. Like the world versus world balance posts on the forums were really good.
I mean,
I don't think you need an official forum to do that though. There's other avenues that they could go, and the world and the devs that do World v World, from what I understand, they're already in the Discord with all the main World v World players, so they can kick ideas there.
It's keeping up appearances though as well. Like just doing something like that, I think is pretty good for community faith, right? So people can see
or
that
make
an
the
effort's being
forums
made.
ArenaNet post only. Like, don't even let people post replies. Just like if ArenaNet wants to announce something or talk about something, they can post it there, but then like no one can reply because the people's replies are so terrible. Like they're so worthless. I can't deal with it.
Well, what if that just leaves the outlook of the company to feel like it's just deserted?
Censoring. It's shutting people down.
I mean, it's already censoring, but I mean, like if it's I meant in the way that like they're not saying anything, so there would be 0 posts. It would just look like a deserted forum with no interaction from either side. The one side is not allowed and the other doesn't talk.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Like what?
Yeah, that well, I mean, it's that versus just like almost like AI is like trying to. It's like looking at the forums is kind of like having 2 clever bots talk to each other. You know, you guys know Cleverbot, like the online thing that talks like an AI, and you put messages in it tries to respond to you. That's basically what the forums are right now. It's like watching, some kind of person who doesn't really understand the language or the game or anything, just try and talk to each other. Right? That's the current official forums right now. Yeah, no, they can rectify it though. Like if they continue to leverage it, like they did with the world versus world stuff, that's really good. You know, that's fucking great. They just need to keep doing that and not do that like once an infinity, right? If they keep doing that, they could do that. They could do that with raids. They could do that with PvP, right? They could, ask for feedback on loads of stuff. Like, hell, you know what they should have done? Like, I mean, wow, you know what would have been a really great thing for the official forums? Like, they should have said, hey, this is how we're thinking about implementing build templates. Do you guys think this is a good idea or not? Instead of just like randomly saying, oh yeah, this is how build templates are, by the way. Enjoy, right? That would have been a really good idea. Like maybe they should have done that, like to make sure that yeah,
just
sure that was good. Just a little thought. I think that might have cleaned a whole bunch of things up, and then everyone could have been maybe a little bit happier. But I don't know. I don't know. Like what do I know, guys? Okay, I'm just a pleb.
Yeah. Plays the game.
Yeah, we just play the game. Just a bunch of plebs. That's all we are. That's all we are.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they do streams as well. But look, oh no, oh boy, tact and delicacy, right? Their streams are actually, they have so much potential on their streams, right? But I don't think they utilize their Twitch very effectively, right? Because a lot of the time they don't really say anything. Like the times where they have developers like Ben and Nightmare on, like apparently the last thing where they were playing World versus World, Nightmare was not LN Nightmare, as in like Hugh, ANET Hugh. They were talking about strike missions. I think that was a really good thing to do. But like raise some goddamn awareness. Like I don't think, listen boys, okay? I love watching Ben play Tempest in World versus World and get hard focused because everyone sees his tag and wants the achievement. I enjoy that, right? As much as the next man, right? But you know what would really get me watching? Actual discussions about the game and developer insights. They have a they have a unique opportunity here. Like what other games company, maybe Warframe does this because I know they're really good about this stuff. Like what other games company actually like, exposes their developers to the community like multiple times a week? Okay, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, this is such a good thing they have going, or you know, they have lots of good stuff in play, in position, but they just don't use it like at all. Like, instead, all they show is they show like some developers getting fucking bullied in World versus World while people are hunting achievements. I mean, come on, man. Like, no one wants to watch that.
Yeah, it's always been kind of weird to me. We can't talk about that. Just yet. We can't talk about that now. We can't talk about it. Like they never seem to be able to talk about anything that's in the future, obviously, which is like, I mean, that's what people want to know, just anything about. But they never want to talk about it. It's always like, yeah, stay tuned for, I don't know, next Christmas. We'll figure out something. It's always that kind of deal. But yeah. It's just weird to me.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be about relevant stuff. I mean, it's fair enough if they can't talk about stuff. I mean, I think that's a bad policy, but that's fine if that's the way they want to go. Just talk about some old stuff as well.
Be more open about that. Like, at least be able to talk about, at least be able to hype about the next thing coming. Not just the immediate thing that's coming, like a week from now, but also the next thing. Like, it was very refreshing, at least at the presentation thing, that they were kind of opening up about episode 1 as well, like the prologue and episode 1. There was kind of that, and they were kind of alleviating to what they were working on for like episode 2, those kind of plans. That feeling was so refreshing, but then most of it was just clouded with, well, can't talk about that right now, or we'll get back to you.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if they had like the raid devs on there and they were like, okay, here's Wing 4, and they talk about like what they thought went well in Wing 4, what their design philosophy was, what they thought didn't go so well, how the things that didn't go so well impacted future Wings, and like what they changed because of the way that things happened in Wing 4. Like did we intentionally try to make this wing easier than other wings? Did we how did the balance go? Like, all those things would be like amazing discussions to like have. But I mean, but on the other hand, like, you just wonder, like, maybe that's even too deep for like the type of casuals that like would tune in. They'd be like, what Wing 4? I don't even know about, like, what's a raid? Like,
but like
Lion's Arch, like,
it's like they create this immense, they create so much content that it seems like they can't talk about, or they won't talk about, just because a lot of players don't touch it, which is so weird to me. Like,
well, how about strike missions? Like, right now, we haven't heard like an after report on strike missions. Like I think we brought this up on Teapot stream like a week or so ago. Like, do they look at strike missions as a success? We don't know right now. No. Whether they like, maybe maybe strike mission was like a horrible failure.
Yeah, we actually do. Yeah, they were talking about this just the other day, actually, and they said that it is actually a statistical success. Yeah, they did comment on the strike missions thing.
Is there a link
Yeah.
to that?
I think Lincoln might have it. Lincoln might have a link. Lincoln might have a link because he was there watching it. But yeah, they were talking about strikes, and and it said that they were promising, and they were they did well, and there's no way they would ever counter. Yeah, we've got a clip. Yeah. So, but no, I know that sort of stuff is really good. Yeah, it's a shame that it's a bit far and few between, and it's not targeted enough. Like, you never know when you're going to get that nugget of glorious information, right? You've got to be paying attention the entire time, Spirit Veil was a success, and a lot more people played it than ArenaNet expected. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't keep that up, right? Like, Spirit Veil was a different time though as well. That was like pre-Path of Fire. Like, Heart of Thorns was such a different game, right? There you go. They're at 27 minutes on the VOD. You can see that. You can
Heart
see
of
that
Thorns
juicy name.
Good.
What about the percentage that started raiding since strike missions? The percentage of people that start, I don't think you'll see any measurable uptake from strike missions after raids. Like, I did, man. This is a whole other topic about strike missions, but goddamn, dude. I tried to do a thing and be positive about the strike missions, but I think I slightly underestimated just how against them people actually are. I really like strike missions. I think they're a very good idea. And I really wanted to try and say, hey guys, strike missions are pretty good. Yeah, it feels good, man. But then, and then the Reddit was like, fuck you, fuck strike missions. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'm actually gonna make this hot take, guys. Right? Are you ready for this really fucking hot take on TeaTime Live? Okay, like this is actually gonna be fire. Like, a lot of people are gonna like put Omega Lol in the chat, right, for this. I actually think that a better way for the game to go, like, I think you're actually more likely to end up being satisfied with the endgame content if ArenaNet only release strike missions at this point. Because I think that the raids are going to get less and less satisfying because they try and constrain them design-wise to make them accessible to everyone in like easy mode, but actually not easy mode. And I think strike missions and building upon those with challenge modes, which have already been data mined, by the way, I think is a way more likely and sustainable way that you as a hardcore player will actually enjoy. You're better off. You're more likely to get what you want through strike missions than through raiding.
As a hardcore player, you are not better off. Yeah. As a reformed casual, you're better off. As a hardcore player who's been broken and had the willpower to continue sucked out of you, and all that's left is like this desiccated husk that used to be a hardcore player. Yes, then challenge mode strike missions are better for you. And that really like then it's like, oh, now I can have a little bit of hope injected into me every 3 months when I get my challenge mission shit boss. Like, great. Like, my spirit's broken. Do whatever you want with me. Like, that's basically it.
Damn, I feel like you're talking to my soul.
Well, I mean, what if the CM is actually hard though? I mean, look at Wing 7. Like, Wing 7 from the raiding community's perspective was like a massive fail, right? Because of how easy it was, right? Like, it got annihilated in like sub 4 hours, like 3 hours or some shit it took to beat it. I don't know. I really think that you
make the CMs harder. Like, try that.
Make the CMs harder. Like, I mean, but why not? Why not, instead of focusing on raids, like, have this new game mode that's kind of unique to Guild Wars 2, and you can focus on that there. Like, I think that strike missions are in the perfect place right now. Like, what if the normal mode is really, really easy, right? And then the CM is actually hard. Like, I think it would be it wouldn't be that hard to make the Icebrood construct actually difficult. I think, like, if you just make it way more punishing and add a few more mechanics in, I don't know, you could make it pretty difficult. I think, like, it's already if you just give it, like I said this in the video, right? If you just give it an auto attack, right, and it does more unavoidable damage that you kind of have to take so you kind of require a healer a little bit more, just like scale up some of the abilities in terms of damage, then I don't know, it's actually harder than some bosses already at that point. It's harder than fucking Samurog and like Mercer Overseer. It wouldn't take that much to make it actually difficult, I don't think. And strike missions, I think, are just going to do the systems that are in play there are just better than raids for Guild Wars 2. Like, the actual framework of strike missions are just so much better for the Guild Wars 2 community, like the casual community. Like, the auto group finder thingy, right? Like
It's
how
in and out. It's
yeah,
quick. And
it's in and out. Boom, just do it. Easy boss,
Quick and
easy
easy.
kill. Right? I don't know. It just seems like such a good thing
like
for the way
any
Guild
odd
Wars 2 is
world boss,
designed.
just limited.
Yeah.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah. And I am a worn out husk. Like Nike is right here, right? Yeah, I am. I love raids.
This is husk time.
Yeah, husk
We're talking
time.
about 3 fucking husks.
Yeah. Fucking husk time with fucking Nike and Deroir. Like husky, and
Nice.
husky and huskoya.
We're like mummies.
Yeah.
Like we're completely desiccated. Like we've been in the desert, dead.
That's how they just
Feels
reintroduce
real,
fractals. They don't reintroduce fractals bloated orange circles. Like Nightmare CM was peak. Like Nightmare CM is like some of the best content in the game though. Like Nightmare CM is so good. What do you mean? Like 99 CM and 100 CM. Like, oh, imagine if those were like raid level. That would be so good. Oh man. If only they would add something like that, but they probably won't. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know, like because Guild Wars 2 is a casual game, the way I see it now is that we have to somehow exist within the framework of the casual game. Because look, we have raged against the machine for a very long time. Right? A very, very long time. And you know what happened? We fought the machine, dude, okay? And the machine won, right? Look at the game. Look at the fucking ERP, dude, okay? We got 6 guilds. Like, one of them was a bunch of, like, drunk Germans, okay? And then, like, one of them was, like, a cell guild, and they didn't even clear anything, okay? To be fair, it was on very, very hard mode, right? But still, right? Like, that's what happened. Right? That's the state of the hardcore community because everyone fought the fucking machine, dude. Okay, and the machine like ground you. It ground you into sausages, right? And then spat you out. I think at this point you've got to figure out how to operate within the machine, and I think strike missions are our best hope of that. I think we are at the mercy of ArenaNet. If you're a raid player, if you like raids, you like challenge, you're at the mercy of ArenaNet, and you have to try and you have to try and work with them instead of against them.
What you're getting.
No, I don't think you need to do that.
Like.
I don't.
I think you could just take a step back and just like look at the situation from afar and either laugh or cry as necessary, and not be invested either way. It's probably the best.
That's kind of where I am in my burned out husk form.
Like, it's like, okay,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm I don't know, man. I'm a bit of an optimist to a fault, I guess. You know what? Because look, I don't think that the devs are even really incompetent. You know, I think they want to do. I think they want to do their best. I really do. I think they want the best for the game. Is that, you know, it's the best laid plans of mice and men, boys. You know, like it often doesn't work out, and you end up shooting someone because, you know, shooting someone in the back of the head, like the hardcore community, by accident because like of some unfortunate circumstances. Go read the book, guys. You'll you know, if you haven't already, then you'll know. But yeah, that's the arena that, you know, that like the ArenaNet tells the hardcore community to think about the rabbits, like to think about the challenge modes. Think about the challenge modes. Never mind. That was a little dark there. Okay. Well, like Ajax is a sub now.
Very,
but
dark.
yeah. I don't know, boys. But anyway, right? That's not how developers have to interact with the community. PO is always better and better because they fucking interact with the community. Yeah, I don't disagree. Like ArenaNet are not doing a very good job. But what I'm saying is I hope I kind of believe, you know, I believe that they can do better, right? Because like you're either gonna laugh or you're gonna cry, saber shoot, okay? And I would rather laugh than cry, okay? That's just how I am, right? You know, it's like, look, guys, you know, like you've got to realize that, you know, you got to, you know, if you think Guild Wars 2 is the story of Guild Wars 2 is a tragedy, then you've got to realize it's actually a comedy, you know, because it definitely is.
How many times have you seen the Joker?
Only once. It's one of my. It's such a good film. Oh my god. It's so good.
With you. Like you think you'll be like in the shower like 3 days later and like some like take on the movie will pop into your head. Like, oh, I guess I'm still thinking of this movie. Like it's there.
Oh shit, dude. Linker has got like the big fucking exposers here, dude. He's got like the fat expose. I just got a message on Discord. A friend knows the guy that ranted on Reddit. He was 100% using UNF. He was portaling people in fractals with fly hacks.
Damn.
Well, that fucking confirms it, boys. Well, I mean, by the way, guys, don't take, you know, I trust Linker, right? But people are liars, right? And he may have got a bad source, right? Potentially. So don't go hunting people's heads. But yeah, don't trust people on the internet, guys. Like they might be motivated in a way to maybe not be so honest, you know? Like maybe not so honest. There you go.
Why would people do that, Teapot? I don't understand.
What? People lying on the internet? No way. I can't believe it. I thought you could get away with it. I thought they could get away with it, but yeah, I don't know. I really hope that ArenaNet kind of sticks it to them, you know? Like, let's go. Which is why, as Nike said, they should not have done this on a fucking Friday, right? Because they could have had Chris Cleary making fun of this guy, making him into a meme in that Reddit thread, right? Like the next day, or even on the day, instead of doing it.
Chris Cleary, but maybe whoever has that job now.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't do that anymore, does he? Yeah, but you know, you guys know what I mean. Okay, you know what I mean. It would have been a good time. It would have.
Now whoever and we're totally not saying that whoever is claiming that they've gotten banned that they're in the wrong or anything, but if they are in the wrong, they're now also getting to control the narrative, and that's a very, very powerful thing, simply because ArenaNet didn't get ahead of it. Yeah, which is why we see the shitstorm happening right now.
Yeah. We
control
do
the narrative,
indeed.
lads.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do the strike mission debate. Okay, like come on, why are strike missions no good? Like, I've been activated now, right? I love strike missions. Let's go. It's the only way. It's the only way we can save the hardcore scene, guys. Is strike missions, right? Raids. I mean, it's not going to be good enough.
You can save the strike mission scene, but the hardcore scene is gone. Yeah. So.
Well, you know, they were already dead, right? I mean, let's be honest, right?
You can make the strike missions really good, and the strike mission scene will get better.
Well, what do you think of the probability that strike missions end up actually having some challenge to them? Like, what's your odds that it will actually end up being decent?
50-50.
Like, I guess it depends what we call a challenge. Like, is it going to be Doom CM? No, they'll never get to that point. That won't happen.
Nothing in the game will ever get to that point. I think they've already commented on that.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it. That's peak GW2 right there.
Yeah.
Doom CM.
But okay, this is a hot take. Kadim CM is harder than Doom CM.
Kadim 1?
Kadim 1, yeah.
There's a lot more individual responsibility. How many potatoes can you afford to have on your team on Kadim 1 and still succeed? Versus how many potatoes can you have on your team on Doom CM and still succeed? I think Doom CM you can have six people could sell to 4.
6 potatoes.
I think.
On Doom
you could
CM,
have 4 potatoes. Yeah. But then on Kadim CM, I think you need maybe 7 is the bare minimum.
It's harder to carry. It's harder to carry people, like on that fight. Because you need, as you say, there are more points of failure on the fight. And you have a lot less replaceable people, right? Like, if you lose a DPS, or, like a few DPS players on Doom CM, like, they're irrelevant. They don't matter, right? But if you lose a bunch of DPS players on Kadim CM, it's like, this is going to be rough, it's going to be a bit tricky, not good. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, though, actually, a lot when you do Kadim CM, you can't really out-comp Doom CM very well. It's like you have to brain check, right? But with Kadim CM, you can really cheese it hard. Like if you take something like a heal Firebrand and a heal Necro, like you're not gonna fail. Like, you know why? It's because like Doom CM has a bit of a DPS check. Like even Kadim CM like has no DPS check. Like even on CM, it's you can you can you can literally run like 4 healers on Kadim and you probably wouldn't enrage it, right? It wouldn't even be hard to get away with that. But on Doom CM, if you tried to run 4 healers, that would actually be difficult to do it on time, right? Like the DPS is relevant, so you can actually fail it. But I think Kadim CM is harder in terms of mechanics, I guess. But because Doom CM has mechanics and DPS, it may end up being a little bit trickier overall. I don't know. I think it's quite close, actually. I think Doom CM is harder if Kadim CM is easier, assuming that you're not retarded, right? So I think mechanically Kadim CM is easier, ish, kinda. but Doom CM is easier if you have eyes. It's really difficult to actually say which one is overall more challenging.
Yeah, I think
Right.
Doom CM took us like 3 times as many pulls as Kadim 1
Yeah.
to kill first on progression.
I think that's because like when you guys
But,
okay.
like,
I need to try and
on
explain this.
progression, Doom CM on progression was, I
Yeah.
mean, an outlier, I guess.
Dude,
It was the most amazing content they've ever released. Like, it was so good.
I think Doom
there was like
CM,
actual progression tiers. Like, you'd like 1% wipe, and you'd like, it would feel like your fucking world just ended. It was so good. Like, that was the best.
Yeah, it was really good. Like Doom CM is very different, I guess. Like, how would I put this? I think Kadim CM is really fine if you are mechanically pretty good at the game. And Doom CM, it's always going to take everyone some getting used to. Like, I think on Kadim CM, it's like there's like a shortcut. Here's what I want to say. Like, assuming that you had 2 guilds completely new to raids, I think it would take them longer to beat Kadim CM than Doom CM. I think they would get used to Doom CM and beat it first before they actually were good enough at the game to beat Kadim CM, if that makes any sense. So what I'm trying to get at is
it depends. If they have good DPS, like if they're competent players but they've just never raided before, then I guess you pass the Doom CM DPS check, and in which case you're right. But if like they're actually people that like just installed the game, like there's no way that they would ever have the DPS to beat Doom CM. Like, it would never happen.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit of a puzzler. I'm not sure, because when I think about Doom CM, I think, holy shit, if you can't do this, you're actually really bad. But then I think about Kadim CM, and I think, holy shit, if you can't do this, you're really bad. You know, it's like I'm not sure. I do miss raids. But like, when do you guys think the next raid is coming?
What do you mean? You're still raiding, aren't you?
But
May of 20.
May. Or do you think Wing 8 is there a Wing 9?
If there's an expansion, there'll be a Wing 9. Maybe. I don't know. No. The expansion's too far away. If there is one.
Yeah, if ever.
Because like Living Story is going to be another almost 2 years. Ooh. So yeah, there'll be a Wing 9. I would imagine.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to just see strike missions. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think strike missions are gonna take over, dude. The Icebrood Saga will bring the swathe of strike missions to the fold, dude. They're gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be amazing.
Another abandoned game mode that ArenaNet can't support because they're not popular enough.
That's the most likely scenario.
No, I need.
Statistically, that is the most likely scenario.
You're not wrong, but that just cannot happen, dude. Like, if that happens, it's so bad. Oh no, that would be one of the worst things that could happen, I think, to the game if that happened. I don't know why they do this. ArenaNet, please do not abandon strike missions. Like, whatever you do, don't abandon yet another game mode. It will be a complete nightmare.
I don't think it'll be an abrupt abandon, but it'll be like, okay, once this Living Story season is over, then you won't hear about any new ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if people ask, are there going to be any?
Happen.
Yeah, are there going to be any strike missions in the X Pack? Are there going to be any strike missions in Season 7? And it'll just be like crickets chirping. Like,
nothing is ever canceled in this game. It's just not. I mean,
dungeons aren't canceled. They're just not being actively developed.
Yeah, just indefinitely suspended, right? That's all it is.
Exactly.
Oh man. This is why I think they really need to focus on one thing, right? Because let's talk about PvE. You've got dungeons and you've got fractals, right? If you're a player coming into this game, you're like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, imagine coming in from WoW and you're like, yeah, dude, dungeons, let's go, right? And you play a dungeon and it just like completely bugs out and breaks. Like, what are you gonna think about the game, right? Like, or when like you're fighting a boss.
Oh boy, I need to spend the next 7 years of my life doing this.
Imagine doing some of the dungeon bosses and they like randomly one-shot you as well. Like, and then you're like, wait a minute, what is what is this?
I mean, just making the models of the dungeon bosses 3 times their size, so they were actually big enough to see their animations. Like that would be like the first thing you could do to make them make sense. But that's probably some engine limitations or something that they can't even fathom.
That's why they need to focus on one mode, right? Because now it's even worse. You've got raids, you've got fractals, you've got dungeons, and you've got strike missions. Okay,
Yeah, but
you're thinking like, what the hell is that? Like, what even is that? Like, if coming in from a new player's perspective, people have no idea what the fuck is going on, right? You know what I mean? It's
they're jumping from project to project because seemingly, I can only assume, obviously, seemingly they're not doing as well. Like the old projects aren't doing as well as they hoped, and oh yeah, the next thing is definitely going to be the thing to hit the sweet spot, and then it doesn't, and then they start over from scratch again. I mean, raids, dungeons, fractals, it was all supposed to be the end game content, and now we have something new that's supposedly supposed to be. I mean, strike missions, whether we like it or not, is seemingly going to be the end game content here. It's not going to be, if it's the only thing that's developed, then it's going to be the end game content. But it's supposed to be like a lead up to that content. But that content is far and few in between. Like the actual
dungeons are far harder than strike missions.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I don't know. It's not even like strike missions aren't even like the stepping stone to dungeons. Strike missions, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what the purpose is, but okay. I'll wait to see if there's a CM and maybe it'll change my mind about that.
They obviously don't have the resources to develop all of these game modes, which is why I think they should just kind of design and adapt one, right? Instead of having to rework, like make loads of different bosses, loads of different environments, just have one with difficulty settings, right? And I don't think everyone thought that strike missions were supposed to be a lead up to raids. No, I really don't think so. Like, strike missions are supposed to be raids replacement. This may be a depressing take for a lot of people. And I don't even think it's bad. I actually agree with ArenaNet that they should replace raids. I think raids are a bit of a oh yeah, cut it, right? This is not working in Guild Wars 2, really, in my opinion. But no. I think they're supposed to replace them as opposed to lead them into. Did they ever say that strike missions are supposed to lead into raids? I don't think so.
They're going to replace fractals too with strike missions. Like, it's all going to be funneled into strike missions if that's the case.
Fractals are okay. I think they're really easy, except for
I just don't think they're going to add any new one. Like, I mean, they don't need to add any new ones if they didn't want to.
Yeah. Okay.
And that post by Cameron really shook me about. I expected a new. I expect a new fractal with the next Living Story season or season 1 episode. Like, it's way due, but that post he made really made it seem like there is like zero chance of a CM. Like, he was basically, his post, if you could sum it up, was like, beg my boss to let me make a CM fractal. Like, let my boss know how much you like CM fractals, and maybe I'll get to make one someday. Like, that is, oof.
It's probably a case of a lot of devs wanting to, or some devs wanting to make more, but the company policy just being, we're focusing on XYZ now, and it's not CMs.
Oh, apparently they did say that they were supposed to be lead up, but they probably shouldn't have said that then. I mean, on paper that's a really good idea, but strike missions don't do that. Like, if that was actually the intention, strike missions are a bit of a fail in that regard. They definitely don't lead you up into raids, like not even fucking close.
The best thing that they do
is give you
have like that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it does give you an experience with 10-man content. Like, I feel like it's the first step on the stairway to raids, right? It's actually trying to have 10-man content, trying to be in a 10-man group. So if they just keep taking baby steps like this, eventually it might add up to something that's actually passable for a lead up to raids, so to speak. But obviously, as is, like, taking the first step is just going to look like nothing, obviously. But I feel like it's very important to just give them
to like help people with social people that have that strange internet social anxiety about joining a group, like hitting the join button, like makes their hand shake when they like think about it. Like, okay, those people can now get in groups and like kind of get over it. But the problem is each new strike mission is probably going to have less retention than the one before it. So it'll just be fewer and fewer players each time taking part, especially if you make them slightly harder or slightly more complicated each time. So by the time you get to the end of the funnel and it's like, okay, you're ready for raids, it'll be like 5 people that are like probably already raiders. Like, I don't think the stepping stone thing will work so much as a result of that. Just because every new strike mission will have smaller player retention. It's peaked already.
Do you think so?
How many people are going to play? Yeah,
I think almost
Wing 1 raid had the highest player retention. Fractals, the very first time they ever came out with Fractals, had the highest player retention. Like it only the systems only decay. Is how I look at it.
I mean, I would agree with that, assuming that episode 0 had the highest retention. I'm pretty sure that almost everyone who beats the story will go on to beat the strike mission, you know?
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the strike is so easy and so accessible, and honestly not named raid. Like, calling it not a raid is so good, right? People won't... There are some people... I saw this on the subreddit, again. Like, someone said that I have absolutely no interest in raiding, right? Just, like, raiding is just, like, no fucking way, right? But strike missions, okay, not a problem, right? Like, it's so unusual.
That's like that is official forum idiocy leaking out into the real world.
I don't think it's not idiocy.
It is, because they contradicted themselves, because strike missions are raids. The definition of a raid is group content where the group size is greater than than the game's normal group. Like that's what a raid is. So
there really isn't any difference.
Yeah, it's 10-man content, which is by definition a raid. So they had, like, when they say I had no interest in raiding, it's like I had no interest in doing this fake thing I created in my head that I call raids, that is based on my negative pre-existing notions of what it is rather than what it actually is.
Yeah, exactly though, right? Like, I think this is a very common, like,
but it's all make-believe. It's all in their head. It's not real.
It is, but it's so difficult to overcome stuff like that, right? Like, I mean, you see this so much in, like, real life. Like, people's preconceived notions about literally anything are so difficult to overcome, right? Like, this is a constant struggle in almost every aspect of society, right? Like, trying to get rid of this stuff is so fucking hard. So, like, kind of just changing the name is a huge deal for player attention, because people play Guild Wars 2 because they don't want to play WoW, right? That is honest, guys. I've come up with an amazing marketing campaign, and this would unironically do so well because of the way Guild Wars 2 is designed, right?
We are not
World of Warcraft. That's it. That's the banner.
That was basically
right?
it in 2012. When Guild Wars 2 launched, that was basically it.
Yeah. People hate fucking WoW who play this game, right? The idea of having a raid disgusts them. Okay, in the game, right? Like, they hate the idea of raids. Again, there's a lot of people like this. Like, but strike missions, that's not a raid. It's called something different. Easy, right? Like, there you go. People are in the mix. Yeah, we're not World of Warcraft.
I mean, we're talking about stupid people here. Let's be honest.
Whoa.
We're talking about incredibly dumb, low IQ people. So just changing the name for something is so superficial. But they're not smart enough to get that. So yes, it totally works. You can just totally change the name of something and they'll find it acceptable. Like, is it a beating? No, it's like a love tap. And they're like, oh, then I love it. Then I'm into that. Please give me that. Like they're just like just give them superficial changes and they're fine.
No, and that's what I really want to see the CMs. Like, I don't. I hope that the CM is really, really hard and it's actually challenging, like maybe fractal difficulty, maybe even like a regular raid level encounter, and then I win.
Level
I win the debate at that point, then you guys
Crazy.
all lose the debate because it's going to be really
Bounties are
hard.
great. What are you
The
talking
big fucking wait, do you like bounties, Deroir? You like that?
I mean, I kind of like them. They're really annoying, but I like the concept of them.
I would like bounties if they did one more iterative pass and they were like, okay, what combinations of powers are like the most cancerous combinations of powers?
Please.
And make sure that those combos can't be rolled together. And then bounties.
Same way that they did
good.
for fractal instabilities.
Yes, exactly.
What is the
same
worst? Way. Let's not combine all of that. Smart.
Yeah. I think for a lot of open world content, what would make it interesting if it was actually failable, right? Like you can't. What I don't like about bounties and stuff like that is you just can't lose. You know, like you cannot fail, right? You can like beat them with like 5 people. You know, it's you can't lose. And
I mean, yeah, but
that's
it's still
not good.
boss content in some capacity.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
But I've seen bounties time out because the people like the one in what's the map? Sandswept Isles with the Hydra, the legendary Hydra one.
Oh yeah, that one.
Where like people upscaled it so much that their pitiful damage, they were just dying, and it's very far from any waypoints. So there's just like a sea of dead people that aren't waypointing back, and it's up leveled to fuck, and the people couldn't kill it before the timer ran out. Like it was actually a fail. It was good.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, because I think like with any kind of reward, I think risk is key to it, right? If this is a massive problem with the reward structure in Guild Wars 2. Like we're really getting into it now. But look, like, a huge problem with the game is that there's just like no risk. Like there's nothing you can't you don't get punished. Like you cannot get punished in this game. Like dying means nothing. Like nothing means anything. Right? It's horrible. That's why all of open world is so boring to me because there is just there is no struggle.
The Octavine that Ern did yesterday. Oh my god! I got to make a stream highlight of it because map chat got quite spicy. There was a lot of tears, a lot of rage, and we still ended up doing the thing faster than if we had followed the dumb community strat.
Yeah,
like, it was very good. But again, if you introduce a fail state, people have to actually try, and surprise, surprise, they actually can do it when they try. They can actually rise to the occasion. You just got to introduce that fail state.
You gotta have
So you are what you're saying, Nike, is that you are the fail state, like, or you introduce the fail state. So
we are not. We've never caused anything to fail. We did have one that went all the way down to 2 minutes left on the timer, and people were legitimately shitting their pants. But that wasn't necessarily our fault. There was like some brain damage, like literal brain damage.
So what do you do? You just constantly one burn the Octavine, right? Like you
full DPS. But we even go to West. You go because West is always the Papega lane. Like they are by far for whatever reason West. Because I think West you transform into like a cute mushroom, so it attracts like the role players that enjoy like cute mushroom role play. And so South one burns and then runs over to West and then helps West finish. But sometimes like West is just like so degenerate and they can't be helped. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and then but I mean, so what happens when they regenerate though? Like, what do? Do you just go back to South?
Then
and
you just
one
go
burn
back
it?
to South and you do
and
it
one
again.
burn it again immediately.
Usually, what will happen is like West will get it to like 20. All the other 3 lanes will have killed, and West will only get it to like 10%. So then West regenerates to like 40%, and every other lane is at 30%. So at that point, you burn down South and North and East, and then West is at 10% again, and everyone from South goes to West and helps with the last 10%. So it's pretty foolproof. It can't really fail, but they think it could fail.
Yeah,
and that's the Papegas at West, they're like they have to break out of their mushroom roleplay for a little bit and like go, oh my god, I better just do more than auto attack the Vine and I will get there. But it makes just that little bit of panic like makes them play better.
Yeah.
It's completely true.
Speaking of this sort of thing, there is actually a world boss coming soon. Yeah, Drakkar. He is on his way.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah? In episode 2, right? Not episode 1. I think it's episode 2 is when he's coming. And there are rumors that it is triple trouble level.
Where did this rumor originate from?
I'm not actually sure, but people told me it, so it must be true.
I'm pretty sure.
I can only imagine how hard they would have to make it.
That's just a nonsense thing that was spewed out somewhere. Because what they said on the actual live stream when they were talking about this world boss that was coming was that people like the triple trouble, and they were just kind of pointing out, like seemingly casually, just pointing out a cool world boss that they had, and that's it. They weren't saying anything about the difficulty of what was to come, or they weren't equating it to what they had made before. They were just saying, we have this, people like this, and we're making another thing that's also a world boss. That was it. That's it. That's the extent of it. It's not going to be triple trouble. It's going to be a world boss, as like we've seen all throughout the the entirety of the last season and the season before that.
I would be amazed to see what an actual triple trouble difficulty world boss would look like now.
Oh yeah.
With the current power creep compared to what, like, look at what triple trouble was. That was like you couldn't crit because it was a structure, and you had vanilla specs, and most of the community wasn't wearing berserker gear. So like, or even like power main stat gear, since you couldn't even crit, didn't matter. So like that, but now pretty much like at least a majority of people will have like decent ascended gear or some pieces of ascended gear, and we'll have chronos and firebrands and alacrigades. Like, it would be so hard to come up with a world boss that the community took like more than like an hour to kill. That would just be insane.
But it's the same thing as like what was said by Mike in that interview about 10%, or what is it? The top percent of players are dealing
10 times
as much
10 times as much damage
as the average.
Holy shit.
Which is
True.
like completely unbelievable, but I mean, I can definitely see it being real. I mean, it's hard to design a boss like that when you have such a discrepancy with the community. But yeah, I think actually if they introduce something akin to triple trouble, it would go down really fast.
Yeah, I don't think they could balance it the way it would have to be to make it like a week-long progression like last time, like triple trouble.
You have to make it skip the down state. You legit have to make it. You have to make something ignore the down state. A lot of the time, like what hard carries you in open world is the fact that you can just that people can spam res each other, and they don't. Not a lot of people actually full die in a lot of these encounters. Like if there were a few mechanics that instantly killed you, I think you could actually make a boss that was hard. Like as long as it's got a lot of HP, and you actually add actual mechanics. This is where so many of the bosses fall so flat in Guild Wars 2. I think Dragonfall is a great example of this. Like on paper, it's really cool. And you work around and you mess up Kralkator, you like attack his like little boils on his back and stuff like that, right? And then you fight some little bosses, and then he turns into a giant crystal, right? And it's like, oh yeah, we're getting him good, right? But none of the bosses actually have mechanics that are in any way important. Yeah, they attack you and they do damage, but they don't have mechanics that you actually have to engage with and do, right? There's no circles you have to stand in. Yeah, you just zerg. You just like zerg down really hard. Like you're not. I mean, you have to design the fight such that the group would actually have to coordinate, like standing in circles, breaking bars, killing ads.
It's close to an Octavine, and that like you could conceivably in a low population map have an organized group that like killed one of them too fast and like panicked everybody. But if you're on an organized map, like you can just burn one down and the other two will just kill it in time. Like it's just not balanced that hard.
Yeah, Dragon Stand kind of has mechanics. Yeah, Dragon Stand and Chat Garen are actually really good because they do actually have mechanics. Like Dragon Stand, I think it took my first Dragon Stand. It took us like the entire 2 hours to beat it, dude. It was fucking epic. actually. And back at the start of Heart of Thorns, it actually used to fail a fair bit. Like Dragon's Den is really good. Like maybe a little easy. Like the final boss fight is maybe a little on the easy side and a little simplistic actually. But still, it's really cool. Dragon's Den was insane. Like, oh my god, it gives me
people had like gliding. Like
ley line.
You gotta remember, people didn't have.
Yeah.
Not everybody had gliding all the way unlocked, and therefore you couldn't really exploit that bomb damage mechanic
very well,
which is like what actually kills it. So like, yeah, it was a lot harder at that point when people didn't have the mastery. Yeah.
So when Drakkar comes out, like I think they just need to give it actual mechanics. Like Triple Trouble actually has mechanics that are very failable, by the way. Whenever I do a Triple Trouble on stream, guys, I should do it. I should do a Triple Trouble on stream sometime. We could do it after tea time. But anyway, here's the thing, guys. Here's the gaming environment situation, right? I have done Amber Worm with over a full squad and still failed the mechanic. As in over 50 people. So let me give you guys the rundown. On the Amber Worm, you have to kill a abomination, a bloated thingy, to get covered in goop. You then get eaten by the worm, right? Then you pick up a harpoon gun and shoot the worm's insides till he spews you out. Okay? Then what you have to do is you have to fire the harpoon into the worm without dropping it. Don't drop it, basically, right? And you need to do that 20 times. You need 20 shots onto the worm. Otherwise, it will be invulnerable. I failed that with over 50 people in my squad, right? They just don't do it, right? They don't do it. That's because people didn't know the mechanics, not because it's actually hard. We explained the mechanics, though. We told people what to do. And that's it doesn't actually have to be hard. I would say Triple Trouble is not like crazy, crazy hard, but it feels pretty epic and pretty cool because it actually has mechanics, right? There's nothing like that in stuff like Dragonfall. Like, there's no actual mechanics in these fights. There's just like Zerg it down and the boss sometimes hits you and kills you, right? And I think ArenaNet's approach to balancing of it is not good in this way because like a lot of the world bosses, they actually hit really hard. They do so much damage that they'll often one-shot you, and that's not difficult though, because that's not a fail state. That's not the fail state, right? The fail state is not dying for a lot of these open world bosses. The fail state doesn't exist, right? For this reason, like the fail state in Triple Trouble, once again, it's not dying, and even though the worms do a lot of damage, they don't always one-shot you. That's because it doesn't matter if you die, and the devs who made Triple Trouble knew that dying in open world is not the end of the world. They knew that failing coordination and macro scale mechanics is what causes you to fail. And that's why they're designed like that. They just design it the opposite these times. So like I really hope with this boss that comes out is that there are actual failability. There is some actual failability to it. Like the block as well as difficulty increases. There are people that can do that. Yeah, good. Yeah. Fucking nice, dude. Easy. Right?
Do you realize how long it took to figure out the blocking strat?
Yeah, probably a while. I wasn't really around.
Triple Trouble kills did not have blocking. Guarantee you they did not.
Yeah.
Like, people had to brute force, and it was like it took a long time to realize you could destroy those projectiles. Like a really long time.
Yeah, and to be fair, now people would probably think of that a little bit more because I guess they are people are more familiar with the game and the mechanics. So yeah, but just you think when you play Guild Wars 2, you think, oh, can I reflect that? Can I distort that? Right? Can I block that? Right? But yeah, I really hope it's really high intensity and they bring some mechanics that will actually take some time for people to figure out and actually coordinate, right? I don't want to see it just get zerged down. Like everything in the game just gets zerged down. I just don't like that. Open world has such potential to be really epic.
So realistically, if that happens, which it very well might just be circuit down, what? Then what?
Well, then I'm sad.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
And then move on. Like just like Death Branded Shatter. Like
the husk continues its walk in the world.
I will continue my journey as a husk blowing in the wind. Like moving on.
Assuming that Wing 8 exists, which we believe, I think they've said it will. What Guild Wars 1 Northern Shiver Peaks dungeon do you think would be a suitable location for a raid? Because that's most likely where they would put it. Would be in like
you know what they could do? They could do Cathedral of Flame.
COF raid.
They could.
That'd be something.
Yeah.
Good meme.
Yeah, they could do
Don't
that.
we already have the Doom lore and the new?
Yeah, they have Murakai, right? Like she's still around. That's
Okay,
easy
yes.
raid boss, dude. Easy
But
raid boss.
that's like further away from the Shiver Peaks. It's like the opposite direction.
That's true. That is true, actually.
Isn't it?
Let's see then. What have we got? What Frostmaw? You could do Frostmaw. Maybe she's
Frostmaw
still
would be-
around.
Frostmaw would be pretty sick.
Like big worm boss, because we haven't had any kind of like worm boss, have we? She could kind of burrow around, and she leaps up in different places and attacks you. That could work.
Maybe the Slaver's Exile.
Oh yeah. What
No,
would be the
that's-
enemy there though? Because they're all dead.
Could
I
be
like
like
that.
Dwarven Ghosts. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We already have the textures
Yeah.
for that.
That would be big, actually. Yeah, Duncan. He's a ghost now. He's a ghostly Duncan. Yeah. Okay. That would be pretty
They
good.
could make that fight very mechanically interesting because it was like before you could cheese it with swap. It was like insanely mechanically interesting in Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
They could do something very similar.
They could continue the Underworld saga as well, because they're not
True.
done either, right? With
Yeah,
that.
I'm still waiting on my
Yeah.
hands for that one.
Yeah. So that could
I'd love to
continue.
do that someday.
You know what they need to do? They need to add fucking Secret Lair of the Snowman. Easy. And Kilroy. That's what we need. We need
A
Kilroy.
bigger version, or just
Yeah.
make it into strike mission.
I think yeah, just make it into like a full raid. That's what I thought.
actually really interested.
I wish they'd
Like-
kept Freezy permanently. Freezy was so good. I'm so sad. Like they should have kept him and given him a challenge mode.
So now that Freezy is coming back in just a few months for Winter's Day, I'm actually very curious to see whether or not they're going to turn him into a strike mission, because it kind of had that. I don't remember if it had the raid label beforehand, but it was kind of just assumed there was a raid, right? It was like an easy raid. But it is basically, Freezy is basically the first strike mission. Are they going to call it that now, or?
I wonder if they would
Are they
rework
going to
it.
change
I would go.
anything?
Yeah, I think they should go for it. Yeah, if they can.
Yeah, I would call it
Definitely.
a strike mission for sure.
Yeah, it's
If they
probably
had called it a strike mission from the start, would or Angry Zorich's opinion of
Oh.
it have been different?
absolutely yeah.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
the type of person that you just need a superficial name change to bamboozle into liking it. Like,
Wow.
I
Okay.
think that's exactly what we're talking about. To
Yeah.
bring it full circle.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they should do it. Like they owe that intern a lot, dude. Who came up with that with Freezy, and dude,
Yeah.
Freezy had such good mechanics as well, like the snowball that chases you, and like throwing snowballs at him to like fix his heart. That was so good. Oh man, like dude, that fight is so good. It has such great mechanics. Like if they tuned it out, it's got like a death beam as well. Fuck. That was such a good fight, actually. It was so well designed. Well done, that intern. I hope they hired you.
He's got a great job with Amazon developing.
Uh-oh.
Big stuff.
Oh, man. Let's see. What other Guild Wars 1 dungeons could you do, then? Let's see. Because we have the Ooze Pit. The Ooze Pit is already back, dude. Okay? It's back.
Yeah.
It's not...
Dragramar or Dark Rime Delves, I think.
Yep.
Is one of them up there. That one kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it's
that's
got to be
just
either
like-
Frostmaw or I think it's got to be Frostmaw or Slavers because those were the expert
Yeah.
or master level ones.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
Slavers was expert or
That's like an elite... That's
master
like
tier,
the
and then
elite. Yeah.
elite.
Like the proper,
and then
tough
Frostmaw
stuff.
was
Yeah.
master tier.
Yeah.
The others were just kind of like whatever.
They were like farms, right? Like they're pretty easy
Yeah.
to beat down. So yeah, not that good. Not that challenging, I guess. Not worthy of the raids. I would like to see some. I think Frostmaw will be really good actually because that would just be a different type of boss, right? Like we've seen a lot of. ArenaNet love fighting really big humans and things made out of rocks, right?
Or
You
made
fight
out of things, I guess.
yeah, made out of other things. They like amalgamations and they like big humans. Let's fight
But-
some.
okay,
It's like they have like two riggings, and that's
Yeah, I was thinking just the same thing. Do you think that we might just see more of the same simply because, well, they've got that rigging and it works very well. They even implemented one in the open world now, in Grothmy Valley. We've got an open world amalgamation thing, the Metal Legion,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
mean,
hype. That was yeah.
Why not just continue with what works?
mean, I'd be okay with it. Like, I'm more interested in the actual fights, right, rather than if they look pretty or not. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of players will be satisfied with like a room that is just like completely gray and you're fighting like a sphere that does mechanics. I mean, that would be a bit
Final
lame.
Fantasy 14
Yeah.
raid is essentially what you're asking, what you're saying.
Well, hey,
we would.
I think
like,
we'll be
that
happy
seems to
with
be
it.
a popular thing. You
Yeah.
just have a blank room with a boss like that.
Yeah.
We would be happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they didn't bring back some Guild Wars 1 stuff. In fact, I think they definitely will because they're doing it with Drakkar, right? Like the big dog, and
definitely.
so he's coming back. Like they're definitely going to play on the nostalgia. Like I think that's one of their tactics. I think like doing this, like going to the northern shippings. I wonder if we'll see any of the stuff like the Eye of the North expanded upon. I doubt they would do that though. Actually, I
mean,
because
everyone in the here's a hot take maybe, or just a lore take. Everyone kind of assumes that in the trailer for the Icebrute Saga, what we see is Holdbrack. I actually think it's the Eye of the North. It's the
Gunnar's Hold?
structure there. Gunnar's Hold, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like that. Pull up an image of both of them side by side. They look exactly alike. It looks so much more like that than it does Holdbrack. Like there's no, I mean,
I wonder how it's possible for that to even exist. Like how could there be a Norn town in the northern Shiver Peaks that isn't like destroyed by the Shatterer?
But maybe it
Or the
is.
Shatterer,
Maybe it
Torment.
is destroyed, and we retake it, and that's part of one of the storylines or whatever we'll get to experience. I mean, I can kind of see that happen. It wouldn't be the first time.
could be commandeered by Kodan as well because they're still chilling up really far north, aren't they? At least some of them, right?
Yeah.
So they, the bear people, bears as playable race,
Bear.
guys, incoming.
No,
what-
no, don't give people that kind of hope.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Do you know how much money they would make if there was like a race you could unlock though, dude? Do you know how much fucking money they'd make? I don't know, dude. I'll be What about
But I mean,
Kodan Mount?
if they spent 10,000 hours on a build template, how much do you think they're gonna spend on creating a race?
Take a while.
Yeah.
Take a while. Guild
gonna
Wars
be
2.
monetized.
I mean, if they're willing to say fuck the old armor skins, and
Yeah,
you can only
just
use
do that.
these 10 new armor skins with your Kodan, and moving forward you'll have some more Kodan skins, but like every new armor we do will be Kodan.
I
viable,
think
but
the
don't look at any
issue
old
is
ones.
that like veteran players and people that have been just begging for Kodan to be a thing for years and years, they'd be willing to easily accept them just like scrapping whatever other armor there is in the game. But new players that might actually be interested because there's a new race might feel really cucked. And I think that might be why they're not gonna make a decision like that. Even though
I hope
think
they
it's the
don't
right
add
decision.
Kodan, because I think it would just further encourage furry degeneracy. Like there's a lot of self-identified bears out there,
Oh my
and they are yikes. We don't want them having an outlet to role play in Guild Wars 2.
Wow, that's not very inclusive of you, Nike.
Well, I'm not inclusive when it comes to furries, so they can go
Did
away.
you see that video of the guy showing his mom his fursuit?
Oh
Sorry,
god.
it was on Twitter. I'll show you after because that has no relevancy whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
Well, why are you looking at this kind of stuff,
that was
Deroir?
funny.
Like, why are you
It was
looking at
trending? It was like hundreds of thousands of retweets.
Yeah, you happen to find some tweets about
I happen to
fursuits.
find tweets about fursuits.
Yep.
It was
So it's
amazing.
not
Frosty retweeted
fucking
him.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. Frosty, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are you sure
It's
there's not
hilarious.
anything you want to tell
I
us?
mean, the
Deroir?
furry and weed
I'm good.
Venn diagram, there's a lot of overlap there. A lot of overlap. So
Yeah.
yeah. There's a very strong middle ground there.
Okay. I mean, that's quite the top of that. But in all seriousness, I very much doubt there'll ever be a new raid. No new raid, new race.
A raid? Wow, okay.
Race. Because like it takes them. They've already said that, didn't they? Say it takes them like 9 months to do an armor set or something like that. Like, dude, like,
Yeah.
do you really want that to be fucking a year? Right? No, you don't. You don't want that to be 9 years twice. Okay, 9 months twice.
9 years.
9
twice.
years for one armor set. You know, you really don't want that, dude. Like, yeah. Nike's favorite new expansion will be Fur and Frost.
I like that.
That's basically what this Living Story season is. I mean,
Look, they were definitely
and Frost.
That's what it is.
yeah. They were encouraging it in the first one, right? They were encouraging, you know, there was like a lot of furry action, char on char going on, right? That's
I mean,
yeah.
Bram got drunk at that party and
Ooh,
pretended he didn't know what happened. He
Yeah,
blacked
yeah.
out.
But I think we know.
And then,
I don't know where this is going, but I don't.
yeah.
and then like all
let's
those
just say you don't want
char.
to black
I'm
out when
scared-
you're
I'm scared,
when
Mom.
you're a
Pick me up.
shaved Norn around a bunch of char. Like let's be honest about what happened there.
I'm scared, Mom. Please come
A
pick me up.
shaved young Norn blacked out at a char party.
All right.
Found out
Wow.
who was the party favor.
What a meme. What a meme. Who won the NA? Oh, no. No, 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 no. AJ, shut the fuck up. We're not doing that. Okay. Look. I don't know, AJ. It's way too hot, dude. I don't want to be chased down by like the fucking degenerate brigade, man. Like I know. Yeah.
That's not very nice of you to call whoever didn't win. Oh, I'm just gonna.
Oh no. Right. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Team USA didn't win. Right. I don't actually know who won, but it wasn't Team USA. That's all you need to know. Right.
I only saw it through Jebro's tweet, and it was like, "Oh, Team USA lost finally," kind of deal. And I was just digging through like who the people that actually won were, because I have no idea, and nobody seems to be talking about who they are. They're just kind of, I don't know, overlooked.
Oh,
I don't know if they're nobodies or I mean I don't mean that as offensive. Like I just don't know who they are.
We can talk about it a little bit, because I actually view it as a really good thing. Like, it's obviously really bad if you're Team USA because you're sad and you didn't win. However, the fact that you have a team that is so dominant, or to be fair, they didn't play as their whole team. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'd have to watch the VOD. Because they weren't playing as the like full Team USA. It wasn't all of them, so they weren't at their full strength. But regardless of that, it is a really good thing. For the NA scene, that it appears to be in reach, as it were, right? Like the fact that it becomes winnable, right? Is a really, really good thing for the game. Because it might make it a bit more competitive. Like EU had this problem as well for a really long time with rank 55. It was very uncompetitive because people would just get stomped, like completely curb stomped by them every single time. They eventually broke up and went their separate ways, and well, a lot of them quit, right? And then suddenly EU became a lot more competitive PvP wise. So if you have it, you know, kind of the cookie jar has come down a few rungs, right? Like they can actually reach it now, which is a really good thing. So I hope that the NA scene will continue to develop, and hopefully will become really, really competitive. And I think it will. I think a lot of people say, hang on a minute, they didn't win? And then they go, hang on, I want a piece of that, right? So they're going to get in. So I think this is a really good thing for the NA PvP scene, actually. It is obviously unfortunate. Their win streak has been over. I think they've won every single AT up until now, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy as well. I mean, nuts.
So they've been completely uncontested. And as I said, they didn't play with their full team. So likely with their full squad, they are probably still the strongest team. Team USA is probably the strongest team in the game as a whole. But who knows? Pretty good, right? So obviously well played to the victors. Commiseration to Team USA. I would certainly predict that they're gonna win it, like, you know, next time probably, because they'll probably come back in full force to kind of get that you know, their reestablish their dominance, as it were. But who knows? Maybe you'll see some
sale. Ask any raid selling guild. You have to finish.
Oh no! Oh no!
You can't just tell the buyer to that
the
it's not
buyer?
happening.
What are you talking about?
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Know.
Like, I mean, I don't know about anything about that.
You
But
gotta finish the sale, guys. ABC always be closing. That's how it goes.
Always be closing.
Oh dear! Except for the first one. Oh yeah, the first one didn't go so well. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, right? Wait, what did you? What have you linked me here? Oh no, no. Why would you link that, dude? Come on, dude. Hey, Joe. Yeah, that's a spicy meme right there. Any boats for sale, guys? Any boats available here in the gaming scene?
I'll take a boat.
Yeah. Guild Wars 2 PvP in 2015 was already a fucking joke. In 2019, irrelevant. Full of win trading, bots, cheaters, and hackers. I actually have some big news on the win trading front, actually. The win traders, I was talking to Angels about this. And Angels was saying that the win traders have kind of fallen out and they're now trying to expose each other, right? So they're now a self-policing community. Apparently, they spent a good part of this season not win trading and apparently exposing each other instead. Trying to get each other.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah.
Holy shit, that is hilarious.
I'm not sure if it actually worked.
Idiots. Holy shit.
France is a war zone.
Yeah, they're having a civil war right now, dude. Yeah. They've turned on each other, which is quite funny, actually. They still put together a really good team, actually. Well, this is the French, not necessarily. Not all of the French are win traders, obviously. But yeah, there was a really strong French team in the monthly. But yeah, there you go. They obviously, they're still united in some in some places, at the very least. But I don't know. PvP in general, like with regards to the balance, is definitely going in the right direction. And honestly, if the NA scene ends up being more healthy because of what's going down there, I think that's really good too. Like NA, as I understand it, was actually doing well. There was a lot of like in-houses going down and stuff like that, but the monthly was still out of reach for a lot of teams. And hey, I think Tournament of Legends will be coming around at some point as well, so that'll be really exciting. So obviously, really big congratulations to the winner of the NA monthly AT. They finally broke the streak, as it were, and yeah. Keep practicing, guys, because, Team USA might be a bit stronger. They might be quite a lot stronger, actually, next month. So you got to get good. You got to get good. Get on with it, lads. But yeah, there you go. Exciting stuff, guys. Like, it's all coming together for my epic PvP tournament that will, it'll be some good shit. I linked you the new winners. Who are the new winners? But I don't think I'll know them. I don't think it makes any difference because, I've seen the statues, but I'm not familiar.
What are they called? What's the team called?
I don't know. I think
that's all I want to know.
I don't know that. I've only seen their character names. I think it's just Control Freaks team, right? That's what someone called it. This is just Control Freaks team, right? But I don't know if they have a team name or anything like that.
I'll take that. Control Freaks.
Yeah.
At least it's a name. I mean, it's not just those guys that beat
the guys, the boys,
it's just the boys,
the gamers. Yeah, the big gamers. Yeah. Troll team lost. The troll team did really well on EU, but they didn't quite win. I think PvP, the PvP has such a potential to come back, man. Like it really does. Like it's not actually as it's a bit dead, but it's not as dead as you might think. And especially now that Scourge is gone. Oh, Scourge being gone makes the monthly so much better. Like, there's a bit of AIDS in, like, the one-shots and stuff like Staff and Condi Thief, but holy shit, like, Scourge being deleted is a really good thing. It makes it a lot more entertaining to watch, to be honest. Like, Scourge is just, like, such an AIDS class, actually. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And it's much less reliant. And it's much less reliant. Like, the game has become much less reliant on who can kill the enemy Scourge faster, right? It's not about that anymore. There's actual gameplay going on. Like, one shots are a bit obnoxious, but that will probably get toned down, especially over the coming balance patches. And I've heard some rumblings of a mega balance patch as well, actually coming at some point. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I've heard rumors. This is not confirmed. I've got no official sources on this, guys. No official sources. But yeah, I've heard that there's actually going to be like an anti-AIDS patch, right, coming at some point. I don't know when. How is that to be interpreted? I would assume removing design bloat from a lot of classes at once instead of just one at a time. Like, we've seen them do this with stuff like Chronomancer and Scourge. They've removed a lot of the bloat from them. But I think they're planning to do it for a lot of them all in one go, maybe even all of them.
So Firebrand has probably got to be worried because that's probably the biggest outlier.
Oh yeah, Firebrand is going to get probably gutted, but it will be okay because everything's probably going to get gutted, right?
Point.
Once you get rid of Firebrand, what else is broken? Like that's like a super big outlier.
A lot of the classes just do way too much damage because of Firebrand, if that makes any sense. Like they have to do too much, loads of damage. Like stuff like Rev and Hollow.
They don't have to care about defense if they have a pocket Firebrand.
Yeah. Firebrand probably needs to get bopped. Mirage will always be AIDS. It's always going to be AIDS, right? Like, because of its class mechanic. They'll just nerf it. It will still be unfun to play against.
Completely go about
but
turn it up upside down.
It'll be balanced. Yeah. Yeah, such insight by a knowledgeable PvP panel. Hey, look, dude, I'm not sure if I can take your opinion seriously anymore. Like, not even winning monthly AT. I'm gonna go talk to those guys. I know you didn't play, but I mean, Team USA, dude. Oh man, that is rough, dude. Yeah.
Shots fired. No.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's gonna be really, really good. Like, and then they tone down the damage on stuff like Hollowsmith, and stuff like Rev, and then I don't know, like you think you'll really have the game. He did play? I thought he did play. I thought he didn't. That's what I heard. People are lying to me. I'm being lied to. But anyway, yeah, like once you take down the damage on a lot of classes, I think it'll be a lot more fun. A lot more fun and enjoyable in the gaming situation. So yeah, that'll be
fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I think watch the space. Watch the space for PvP, man. I think PvP is going to be a lot better in say 6 months time, maybe like one or two balance patches.
Guys, 2020 is the year of Guild Wars 2 PvP.
No, I should not say that, dude. I should not say that.
Set in stone. Lock it in. 2020 year of Guild Wars 2 PvP.
Yeah. No, I will not. I will not say that.
2020 Guild Wars 2's salvation.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that at all. But I do think that the portents are good for PvP and potentially World versus World as well. Like we've even seen that they did a balance patch very much directed at World versus World. It didn't fix it, but at least they're willing to kind of put in the effort for that game mode as well. They kind of made they made World versus World a little bit more AIDS with the Scourge changes, with how Big Shade works now, but who knows? Who knows? In the future, things are going to go down pretty well, I think. I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah. Hey, I'm wondering, is this an out-of-season April's Fool's joke? Okay, April Fool's joke. Well, I'm afraid not, but it's not even April, but I don't know, I'm always deadly serious. You should know that about me, okay? I never joke. I never make any jokes, guys. It's always completely just down the straight and narrow for me, boys. But yeah, no, guys. What year did I say will be the year of Guild Wars 2? I think 2018. Well, I mean that really didn't work out very well. Yeah, not very well at all. But yeah,
it's a good prediction.
There you go. Yeah,
didn't pan out. Was it good?
Look, at the time, whenever I say something, guys, I always actually mean it, right? And at the time, I really did think it was going to happen, but unfortunately, it was like quite the opposite. It was a bit of an epic fail. But look, that's why I'm not going to call it.
Set up to be the year.
Yeah, it was.
They just didn't.
Yeah.
Execute.
Because that was around the time that Wing 5 was out, right? Like Doom CM was about the place. I was like, oh man.
The pieces were in place.
Yeah. Yeah, the pieces were absolutely in place, but unfortunately, it didn't go down. But yeah, 2020 be the year of Guild Wars 2. I don't know. Like maybe who knows, guys? Maybe 2020 can be the year of Guild Wars 2. Like if the Guild Wars 2 Illuminati can, if we can wrestle the community under control with our amazing propaganda shill campaigns, okay? Then maybe we can fix it. Maybe we can fix it. But who knows? I want it to happen. Right? Come on. I think we all want it to happen, really. I think deep down, we all want the best for the game.
I mean, I was, before the layoffs happened, I was betting on 2020.
Yeah?
Before. Yeah. I was constantly saying, yeah. Expansion 2020. That was my prediction at the time. But yeah, that is very, very much changed since then.
Yeah. Do you think 20?
That's all I'll say, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Like, do you think 2020 will be the year of Guild Wars 2, Deroir? What do you think?
No.
What about 2021? What about 2021?
That's a big sell. I hesitate. I do.
How about 2022?
The odds are declining.
They're declining. Oh,
mean,
well, who knows?
I think as far as I see it, something has to happen within the next like 12-ish months. Otherwise, we are looking at a scenario where a new game is completely necessary for the revitalization of ArenaNet. I do believe so. As sad as that is to say, I just that's just how I see it, I guess. Yeah.
There you go.
Seems legit.
Yeah. Does seem legit indeed. And I think, well, on that slightly depressing note, I think it's time to run away before it gets worse, because it's only going downhill from here, boys. Like, let me just say that it is not going to get better. What do you mean? Okay, I mean, I just don't think about it too much. You know, I think that's the risk here. You gotta relax on this, otherwise it's gonna get out of hand very, very quickly. I think, which is not really what we want. At this one, you could play a TeaTime VOD from 2-3 years ago, and it would be the same conversation. Dude, we've had.
Would it really?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Actually,
perspective, at least.
Yeah, I people say this, but I don't think that's actually true. The conversation
What were we doing in October of 2016? Like, we were getting ready for Wing 4, right? Like, Wing 4 was like about to come out.
So
and I was actually hyped for Halloween, I guess.
And we were like looking forward to Legendary Armor. Like, I don't know. I think
there was a bit of hype. There's a little bit of hype going down.
People were like, Wing 4 is taking a while to come out, but I'm sure they'll get back on track and get back to making those raids in a quick manner. Sure.
Yeah.
We all thought.
That is what we all thought. You know what? I really think that the community's reaction to Wing 4, like in retrospect, the reaction to Wing 4 was actually a bit of a disaster. Like, now that I think about it, I think that Wing 4's model was actually really good, right? Yeah. Having the easy normal mode and then like an actually hard mode. I
think it's like the perfectly designed raid in that respect.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem was they made the story too good. They made the story so good
that everyone wanted it.
Yeah, that the people that use like baby shampoo, even though they're adults, like they couldn't handle it. Like they just couldn't handle it.
Okay.
I like that.
Those people also freaked out at Wing 5, like the same group that were mad that their underworld lore got hidden behind hard content, which is pretty.
Well, the lore is pretty juicy. Like, the lore is actually pretty juicy in those wings, to be fair. Like, if you're really into that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Just it's a tricky one. That's why I think story mode is pretty good. But how many people were actually upset about that though? Probably quite a lot, weren't they? Yeah.
Wing 4, for sure, people were upset.
Yeah. I guess we better do easy mode then. We need story mode. That's the conclusion we've come back to yet again, boys.
Conclusion today, yes.
Well, see, now that is something that we've talked about before. There you go. Now you really can go and watch a different VOD and go check it out. But anyway, right? Okay, that really is. That's a much more positive note to end on. All right, guys, we're getting the hell out of here. Thanks for watching. You guys in the chat, tell me who I should host, by the way, because I don't know who to host at this point. You guys are going to tell me. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. Okay, thanks for watching indeed. Now we must
remember to subscribe.
Subscribe. Give me the money, guys. Subscribe now. All Twitch Prime. Jazz. Any Twitch Primes in the chat, guys? Any Twitch Primes in the chat?
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Guys? Yeah. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's my political opinion.
Wow. That's a take.
Wow.
That's certainly a take.
We'll see who gets banned for that.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Is it going to be me or is it going to be you? Like, maybe I'm not even allowed to let you say
Chinese
that.
Government can't say
banned
anything about
China.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Banned in Seattle.
No.
Jeff Bezos, shut it down.
Shut it all down, indeed. But yeah, thanks to my guests all over the place here, Deroir and Nike. Deroir, tell us a little. I mean, when are you coming back to streaming, dude, or is it just like is the salt too extreme? Is it just
no? The salt isn't too extreme. I still like streaming. It's just I'm missing a game that is really, I don't know, captivating for me to play on stream and like for others to engage with and whatnot. Because I mean, Guild Wars 2 at the moment just isn't really doing that for a ton of people, myself included, and it's hard to pull content out of my ass, so to speak, to try and stream. So I just for the moment, it's a bit of a hiatus.
Okay.
I guess we can call it that, or at some point I'm just gonna appear with Minecraft, and we'll see how that goes.
Minecraft.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
Great game.
Yeah, great game. You could build, you could build like a roller beetle track in,
Yeah, actually, my world in Minecraft is called Cantha, because that's the thing I'll never have.
Yep.
So I figured I'd build it myself.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why the fuck I called it that, but I did.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
and then we have Guild Wars 2's fastest Zwifter, Nike.
It's not even true, but okay.
Oh man.
Damn.
Fastest streaming Zwifter. Easy.
Yeah, that's technically true now. Anyway, yeah. I don't need to promote. Skip me.
Okay, right. There you go then. Follow and subscribe to everyone, guys. Links below to everyone, like the lack of promotion. It's the real ultra high energy shilling there, guys, as usual. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this tea time, guys. I do them all the time, every week ish, maybe. If there's something to talk about, like I'll appear. You can listen to us roast the game or just roast nothing. We didn't do a lot of roasting today. I'm in
the PR department got they took a beating.
They did take a beating. It's true. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I was expecting it to be a little bit spicier though, because like in the reply, I asked Deroir to come on tea time, and then you said something like, "Oh, I've got nothing better to do with my time than bash the game with the with the upside down smiley face."
I feel like I'm getting exposed every time I come on here.
Oh my God. Dude, the upside down smiley is fucking BM, dude. Like that is
my fucking favorite smiley.
Yeah, you like that shit? Yeah.
Fucking, it is so good.
Yeah.
It just works in every situation.
Yeah. All right. I'm hosting this guy who's doing Doom CM. Like we can go watch him die to Doom CM, so we can enjoy that a lot. But anyway, follow, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Go on YouTube and watch all my videos and the tea times. Watch everyone's videos here, actually. Watch everyone's Twitch streams, okay? Come back and watch every single day, because I'm sure you can do that if you want to. But, well, if you don't, then, well, that's completely on you as well. So,
sad.
Yeah. All right, we're out of here. Follow, subscribe, give me your money. Twitch Prime.
Bye-bye.
We're out of here.